Come. No. Oh, stop. Hi.
Sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
You stopped right in the middle of my dancing. Oh. Hello. Oh.
It's open mic.
Hello.
Welcome to Open Mic, whoever he is.
Yeah.
So, why are we opening up Mike? Are we taking out his liver? Are we doing heart surgery? What? Oh, is that?
You
is
can
that the
do
wrong
whatever
kind of
you want as long as Mike consents.
consents? Yes, we'll get the correct paperwork filled out to make sure he's consenting. And
Why? Who's concerned for Mike?
I don't know.
I'm concerned for Mike.
You
well,
are?
since none of us are doctors, I would
I
be
don't know
concerned
why,
for him
but-
as well.
I don't know why, but I am.
Oh,
What?
concern for Mike.
You're concerned for Mike?
Mike's
Mike could have been
Mike's-
named Bob.
well-being?
Well,
Yeah.
his name's only Bob if he has no arms and no legs and is in the water. That's Bob.
What if his name was Stanley?
Stanley.
Then he grew up in the hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, the Stanley Hotel. I can come up with cheesy jokes all day.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Slim.
That's why I'm glad we're doing an open mic, because that's kind of what I do when I do shows and I MC and host live events, which I'm beginning to do again. They're like, go stand up there for 15 minutes and go fill time. So it's like, okay, well, let's see what I can come up with just so people keep standing here watching my dumb ass. Because I don't know why you'd want to look at me, but I mean, I guess people do. And
Do you want us to open you up, Winters?
ooh, kinky.
We do that all the time when we go into the sex dungeon.
Yeah, but don't people, when they see you, they do one of these?
Yes, yeah.
They're like,
I get a little bit more of people's jaws dropping when they see me. Like,
they're not
Yeah.
quite sure what they're looking at.
yeah, definitely. Which I can understand, seeing a being that looks like me. That, you know, if you've never seen somebody who has a tattooed face, I can understand how shocking it would be to you to see somebody like me, because they don't think we actually exist. You know. Oh, hi, people.
Hi.
Humans, or kind of.
Hi,
things.
Esther.
Hello.
Overlay cut off micro.
So what we was micro, I don't mind.
There's Micro. And there's Esther. Hi, Esther.
Hello.
Micro.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry I'm a little late.
Thanks for stopping by, you guys.
Hey,
No.
hey, Slim,
Look.
Slim Cyborg. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, it's good to see you. I enjoyed last Thursday when you were on, listening to you talk about stuff.
Stuff.
He's
Duh.
so slim. He's often easy to miss. He's so slim. You often miss him. Like
Exactly. I have
Behind
to
that.
jump. Yeah, I have to jump around for you to see me.
yeah.
Can I also just remind everybody Winter needs his wrench removed and he also needs timed out.
Already?
Yeah, he told me 2
Jeez.
weeks ago that I would forget. So
Oh.
so this is
Go
ahead.
this is 2 weeks worth of grudge.
All right.
You
Somebody
can
get on that.
time him out as much as you like. Yeah.
Somebody get on that.
Get ready, Winters.
Yes.
Do There we go.
Oh,
He's
his
not
rank
Nice.
is good.
anymore.
But not timed out yet.
Yeah, you lost your rich. You
Hey,
get
tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That is awesome.
So how about another
Deleted his message.
That is
Now you
great.
can't be hurt.
Whose birthday is it today?
Oh shit.
It's Winters' birthday today.
No. No.
Birthday thing.
No wonder they timed him out.
Winters is still laughing.
Winters.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, tomorrow, Friday
Sorry.
the 13th. Friday the 13th.
Oh
And
yeah,
it will
that's
be
right.
my first day in the dog groomers.
Is that even superstitious?
No, I'm not. I'm not superstitious at all.
You're not?
No.
It's
Okay.
I
bad not to be superstitious.
Yeah, there you go. I love when people have things about numbers or shapes or something. It's very interesting, but it makes me laugh every time
guess.
because it matters on
Uh,
what you're talking about, and you can always change the numbers if you do it in centimeters instead of feet, or I mean, anything can be changed. So you can manicure it to seem like it has those numbers, or like does this happen a lot in Europe? I think. Let me ask. 13th floors, are they called 14th floors?
No, we still
No.
have
Okay.
it.
No?
Yeah. In America, like in the old buildings here, you won't have a 13th floor. It'll go 12, 14, which is hilarious because it's still the
Yeah.
13th floor.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Guess what, Mark? It's my birthday
Ooh.
this year too.
the whole year.
Tomorrow is your birthday?
No.
No, the whole this year.
It took your mom a year to have you. That's a long time to be in labor.
A year.
Tomorrow there's 4
Um,
months.
What
Oh
did you
my-
say you did to his
My
mom?
birthday.
Is it a full moon? Is that what you said?
On the 22nd, I was like, hold on a minute. Now that we're
okay.
talking about all this, I so wanted it to be a full moon on Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
I've been itching for that.
Yeah.
So, Mallory is saying in Canada, they don't have 13th floors anywhere.
Oh, really?
they
Weird.
Did they really do that still?
Well, in
I don't think they
Japan,
still.
Oh.
Go ahead.
There's
That's-
quite a few different numbers that's bad luck,
Yeah,
and they don't have them numbers.
Hmm.
yeah.
I think it can be fun to find patterns and stuff with numbers and stuff, but I don't have a superstition about it. I don't think it has any meaning, but it can still be fun to find those patterns.
I love all my Friday the 13th tattoos that I have on me. A lot of tattoo shops are in America. On Friday the 13th, they have a $13 13 tattoo special or whatever. So I have a bunch of Friday the 13th tattoos on me, especially my GIMP mask with the 13 tattooed next to it.
Is $13 expensive for a tattoo, or is it like?
It's really, really cheap. And actually what they do now is they put on a tax, and so it ends up being like 20 or 30 bucks. But the joke is $13 for 13 Friday,
Yeah, I get it.
but it is actually like really cheap. Like you normally pay $50 to $100 for any decent tattoo if you want a
Yeah.
decent tattoo out here.
I saw, I know in a bookstore they sold the books in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that whole series, and like each individual book cost 42 crowns.
Mhm.
It cost 42.
That's great. 42.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, 42 is a great number.
I haven't
Weirdly,
I haven't got any tattoos at all. Not one.
Yeah.
me
Me
neither.
No tattoo.
No, I haven't had. No,
Neither does Slim. He just looks like that.
and I definitely
Yeah.
did not get one on my thigh recently.
Oh, you didn't?
Ooh.
Oh,
No.
okay. Are you sure?
What is tattoo?
What is this thing you speak of? Yeah.
What is? Oh,
This love.
I mean, considering when I was in church still, we were told that tattoos were marking yourself for the devil.
Yeah.
Oh
If
dear.
you mark yourself with a tattoo, when you die, it is easy for the devil to identify his own.
Mm.
So all he has to do is just look on your body, and he will find that any tattoos. Those are you identifying with the devil and saying,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
belong to you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Funny you
Well,
say that. I was out with a group of friends on Saturday for like the first time in ever, and I had a pentagram harness on over my dress, and a guy came up to me and he was like, "Oh no, like, why do you have this stuff?" And then I started to go into like the educational what a pentagram actually meant, but he just kept cutting me off and going, "But God," and I went, "You know what? I do like the devil. And you know what? I like the devil so much, I would literally rim the devil. My favorite thing to do normally on Saturdays is to toss the devil's salad. It's my favorite thing to do. And I just grabbed one of my friend over and I was like, see, what is it my favorite thing to do? And she's like, and I'm like, rim the devil. And she's like, yeah, totally. That's your favorite. Like, yeah. I feel really silly, but I just I was a bit too drunk, so I went on about that for a bit too long.
damn it, Winters! You keep making new accounts.
You know,
Yeah,
Winters,
Winters.
we would kind of like if you also subscribed on all of them. Then
Yeah,
maybe you can
Yeah.
earn your wrench back.
That's a good question, Doorknob Head.
Yeah.
Well, we tried the overlay, and
I think
it's a
so.
bit too large.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
But
So I'll
It
have to go
is.
back to the drawing board.
okay.
It was worth a shot. It looks nice. I think I'm gonna take it and make it just one line around and leave the names and just leave it all like open. So it's all open. Right? We'll see. All right, Dick.
Oh, I have to make a new one every time. Okay.
My housemate's going
Yeah.
out.
Just
Bye.
if when we're
Bye,
only six
bye.
people, it works. But if anybody else comes up, no, in, it cuts off.
Also,
Yeah.
where did Esther go?
She had to sort out her mic. She was having problems with her microphone.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't even see her go.
No, me neither. I was
did,
just like,
but only
where
after
did
I was
micro go?
being
And then I
mean
was
to
like,
Winters.
no micro's there. Oh, Esther.
I'm here.
Yay, micro's here. That movie was a very good movie, Micro.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that movie you guys were watching, that was on Eddie's Discord, right? That
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I can't watch movies, man.
It's okay.
I can't. I sit there and I'm like, my mind, I start thinking about other things, and then I have to like do something. It's
It's
like,
okay.
Why? Oh, sorry, you go, Micro.
No, I was just gonna say that it's okay.
Normally, I have like fidget things like dotted around my computer so that I don't have so that I don't just get up and walk away and do something else and forget what's happening.
Mhm.
Because I get very distracted. Although the movie I will be playing this weekend you know, if you're distracted while watching that, you could only be distracted in a good way.
Well,
Because I will be showing Preaching to the Perverted.
Well,
okay.
it's my attention. It's my attention span. It's terrible.
Like,
But
will we
boobies.
be distracted by preaching to the perverted? Will we be
Yeah.
distracted with doing other things?
And especially with the woman who's like, one of these days I'm going to give you such a spanking. And I'm like, ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mark Caesar's right. I don't have Netflix.
Aw.
I don't have Netflix. I can't watch. If I go onto Amazon and I pick a movie, I hit the fast forward button as I'm playing it, and I watch the movie in like 10 minutes.
Okay, you're forgiven, Winters.
oh no, squirrel.
But you know what helps? What helps my attention span
Did
is
Winters have his
doing
French
live streams.
back?
Yeah, you can have
Ah.
French back. Look, he's sorry. Oh.
Oh, there's Esther.
Oh.
Let's see.
What? No. What? What? Don't tell me that you think Preaching to the Perverted is awful. It's
Oh,
ultimate
watch
cheer
out,
factor.
Jeff! Watch out!
And Esther's thinking, what did I just come into? What's going on here?
Whatever.
So what movie is that?
Preaching to the Perverted.
Oh right, okay.
It's set back in forgot the time zone. Just
Fidget.
kind of
Mark wants to know if fidget spinners help.
Mm.
No, actually, it makes it worse.
I don't like them. The sound is distracting.
It makes it worse because then
I have
no.
a ball.
No fidget spinners for me.
Oh, I remember the craze when fidget spinners were everywhere. Oh,
yeah.
annoying little things.
Well, doing the live streams helps me a lot with my attention span because I have to really be here. I can't be when I'm watching movies and I'm doing that. I'm not there.
I'm the same.
My
I'm the
head's
same.
somewhere else.
I'm exactly the same. I can't
Really?
stay
No.
focused for long periods of time. Just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone with that. Because it's frustrating. I want to.
It is.
I want to try and enjoy myself, and I can't seem to break out of the mindset of I'm not enjoying myself. It's weird.
I need to know. I'm starting to fight with Goddess.
Yeah.
by the way. Like,
I
come
saw
at me, bro. I'm here for this.
What?
I think we should just get Jeff on here.
That movie was
Yeah,
awful.
Jeff.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, come and face me like a person.
Just still have the
I'm not
link.
aware
as
of pronouns, so I don't want to
put
say
something in the chat. Oh well.
The problem I have with watching movies nowadays is after working in film, I critique things just like I do with live music. I'm always like, oh, you should have done this, or they could have done this, or I see where they messed up that. And it's like, I just want to watch the movie and not think about the logistics of it.
Bang bang. You got the link.
Well, Mark Caesar is asking, he asked if I was in the service. Yeah, I was in the service. And how did my short attention span go while I was in the service? Well, to tell you what happened with me is it only started in the past, I think 5 or 6 years. So that's when my attention span started. I started losing my focus. And I think it has a lot to do with me being alone and the internet. So that's something that's recent. It's not something that I've had my entire life. So If that answers the question.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, there he is.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Jeff?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Been a while since I spoke to quite a few of you, so
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
So let's start this off. Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner we have Godless Scubber. And in the opposing corner, we have EtteLilRage.
Oh, she's getting a.
Sorry, I was just getting some knuckle dusters and like getting some lubrication so I can spit. Like, because
I don't know what that word is.
what, spit or
Okay.
lubrication?
Mm,
What's a geo squirrel?
So,
it's too vanilla for Luke.
I mean, maybe.
So what's up with that movie? Why
Yeah,
don't you like
what's your
that movie?
problem?
Okay. Where to begin? Bad script, bad acting, not funny.
It is
do you want me
hilarious,
to-
though.
Do you want me to go on?
That's 3.
It's hilarious because of how
You
bad
know.
it is.
It's
4?
not. I see. I don't even find it like so bad that it's good. I just find it so bad that it's just bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
It holds such a gentle, like, spot in my soul because, like, I see. I don't really want to specify only because these are going to watch it with me soon, so I don't want to like say.
Oh,
Too
no
much?
spoilers.
Yeah, I'm trying not to, but
No
Spoilers.
it
spoilers.
was genuinely one of my favorite movies because it's just so funny and it's so ridiculous. Just the simple, like, if you've looked up the advert, like, I can tell you this line in it where, like, he's just like, oh, you can't do that. And he's like, but this is a Christian cause, my lad. Like, it's just like how ridiculously British they are, and I can't deal with it. And then like, he gets he's like, ritual piercings known as scarification, my lord. When they're all talking in the court about whether or not BDSM should be charged as GBH or not. Like, that
GBH.
was, yeah, grievous bodily harm.
Oh,
And they were trying to discuss whether or not that was appropriate. Now, I never even thought, because obviously consent involved, but like, it was a serious like thing then. I mean, not that that movie was a good representation of what serious it was, but it's like saying E.T.'s rubbish because like Elliot, who even is he? You know what I mean?
E.T.
Yeah. Oh, E.T.'s rubbish because people sometimes think it's Jesus. Like, come on.
You know, just before I joined the
E.T.'s awesome.
service, I went and saw the movie E.T. That was the last movie I saw before joining the service. I don't know why I remember that, but that's a fact.
So good. But E.T.'s the best.
I'm not going to argue about E.T. No one's going to argue about
Yeah,
E.T. being
say
a
that's
good movie.
rubbish.
Oh, that was a fabulous movie.
Oh God, we need Tusk on now because he doesn't like E.T. He ruined
My-
it for me.
My favorite BDSM movie is Heavy Metal.
Ooh, love heavy metal.
Oh, is that not considered a BDS? Oh, that only me? Never mind. Sorry.
See,
The Lochnar.
the only other one I've seen that's not the movie that shall not be named.
Oh.
We all know what it is, and it's
Yeah,
a
I think
number and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
gradient. You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
we don't talk about that.
I don't know which one you mean.
yeah, I
No,
don't
me
know.
neither.
I don't know either.
The number and
I mean, three
the
either.
movie that,
Yeah.
Clueless.
would you like to fill them in?
The
You want to say
Twilight
this,
the
Rick?
Twilight ripoff that actually somehow managed to be even worse than Twilight.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That one. Yes.
The one who should not be named, which is
Which
100% a rip-off off of The Secretary.
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
So it's not even good.
Yeah.
I mean, the secretary is an awful example of what a BDSM relationship should be like anyway.
But it's
However,
better
They
than
didn't even
that
they
one.
didn't even change the name of the boss in it.
no, he's still called Mr. Gray.
You know how
It's a
annoying it was
shame.
to work at a porn store after the 50 Shades of Grey came out?
Oh
my
goodness.
goodness, I
Oh,
want to
boy.
wear it blindfold, therefore, meh. But then kink shames everybody else.
I would
Yeah.
like to work in a porn store. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been in one.
working there was fun, except for the booths in the back. That was the only unfun part about it. But it was really enjoyable to have couples come in and ask to
Mm.
get what they needed, and to be the one to be like, oh, you want this dildo, or you want this strap on, or you want this, and to tell them how to use it, or that was fun.
Slim is a regular at all the porn stores.
Yes.
Yeah, but at least they have an expert they can consult.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Tanya has been a massive inspiration for me. Sorry, I got very distracted, but Tanya has been a massive inspiration for me because she is awesome. She was the one that made me decide that one of my pets would have to be a fucking coat hanger as punishment. And she just stood there with a little coat hanger sad. I was like, yeah, you fucking deserve that. Like, you deserve that. And then she's just standing sad holding a coat hanger. But see, like, this is I love her as a character. She is my favorite. And I even named my burlesque name after her as well.
Ah,
When I did, well, I never did it on stage, but I did do it in class. But yeah, when we all give each other burlesque names, I was like, excuse yourself and rosy cheeks. And my thing was, I would always put little chalk on my hand and give myself a little spank. So, like, whenever I did my little dance, I had little red hand marks on my butt.
Mm.
Rosy
Ooh, that's
cheeks.
nice. Yes.
Boom. Inspirational. I want a car that says cunt on it. Like, come on. Who doesn't? Come on.
oh, that reminds me, I still haven't put my sticker on my car.
Task, at least a 6-wing and a car that has a count on it.
Yes.
Yes.
Get in amongst it. Do better. See, there's loads of, like, as a whole, the movie is terrible. But, like, individual plot points and parts of it, and the fact that, like, this very vanilla guy who's, like, never even been with a woman gets thrown into a situation where he has to pretend to be kinky and gets outed so quickly and easy for what he does. It's ridiculous. He just gets thrown in and dragged up on stage, and they're like, "We're gonna pierce your nipples." He's like, "Oh no! Oh my god!"
Well, if anyone is interested, the sticker I didn't put on says powered by bitch dust.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
What?
with a hentai bubblegum print with cunt written on it. That's my car. Sorry.
Hey, Godless.
Yo.
Can you explain this thing that you and One Ring and Godless Sewing are engaged in? So everyone-
It's just a little friendly like Godless Sewing's trying to get to 100 subscribers, Ring's trying to get to 200, I'm trying to get to 400. And because we were all about on sort of, I don't know, 75, 76 each sort of thing. I think I've taken a slight lead now, but I'd just say actually that, although we're having a friendly little competition, actually get go sub to all three of us in seriousness.
We'll put the links in the
And-
chat. We'll put the links in the chat so
and
everyone
Ring,
can-
and
In
I really want-
500 meters, you're a motherfucking asshole.
I've decided that I'm going to unsub to you and sub to the other two after your viewpoint on preaching to pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody
sub-
go subscribe to everybody else's channel.
I'm sub to all three, so I can't help.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
me
a
too.
Yeah, so it's just
So it is.
it's
Sorry,
just
you were
friendly.
saying
It's just friendly. It's a friendly little rivalry, I
competition.
suppose. But you know,
Oh, like sorry,
For statistic.
look at we look
like
at
the one I
everybody.
had
Right.
with Junk Shop.
Wondering
Was Esther saying something?
what this.
Oh no, I didn't hear the third person. Well, I've seen it now in the chat. So it's I'm subbed to all three of them.
I'm
all
subbed
three of
to all
you.
three now, other
Yes.
than
Yeah, they're awesome.
Godless Gomer, because I, unsubbed.
If I did like a 2-hour live stream explaining why Preaching to the Perverted is a bad movie, you would unsub.
I would unsub, and then I would come and hunt you down. And I would feel like
Okay.
I would
So we'll
snatch Tanya Cheeks' wave, and I would wrap it around your neck. But you're not a different opinion.
I don't believe that.
So what you're saying is I should not do that. I should not do that stream until I've actually gotten to 400 subs. Then.
Yeah, there you go.
So you lose all 400. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. So you might as well, I will create several sock accounts. Like, I will learn how to do this because I don't know how to log out of my YouTube. But once I've learned how to log out, I will make other accounts and I will subscribe to you. And then just as you're at like 399, I'll be like, oh no, and I'll like unsubscribe all 99.
That happened. That happened to my friend a few weeks ago, and he got to 1,000, and
oh no.
then so was the regulars who were just deliberately unsubscribing to him and then resubscribed. So he went to 1,000, yes, 1,000, and they went 999, 1,000, 999. It just went up and down.
That's not good. That's not good.
That was Chris. We did that. Was Chris? We did that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can sub and unsub as much as you like. I mean, right?
Yeah, I think so.
When you unsub, the person doesn't know you've unsubbed, do they?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
But then when you sub, they know you have subbed to them.
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to look through their list of people who subbed and figure out, okay, now who unsubbed. So it's,
Although weirdly, like as much as I am making a joke, recently I've been like unsubscribed to people that I definitely was not unsubscribed to.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah,
they do that. It's quite irritating because I'm trying to think who it was actually that a few weeks ago, because there was someone I was quite a regular in the chat, and then I actually it said I wasn't subscribed, and I was like, what? I know I'm subscribed to this person. So yeah, YouTube's funny like that.
Yeah.
And now this is a question for any of you. Do you find myself when I log into YouTube, I cannot see any? I can see the thumbs up, but no thumbs down on my channel or on anybody's channel. So if the one time I tried to thumbs down a video and a message came up saying we will inform the what do you call it, the content creator, that you do not like the content. I'm thinking, no, I don't want to inform them.
That was
I just
weird.
want to thumbs down because
I
it
don't
was
get that.
horrendous content. That's when I realized
Right.
I can't.
I've found depending on what account I'm logged. I have found depending on what account I'm logged in under, I can see dislikes in one. There's one that I can never. I see. I'm logged in under my Godless Scummer. I cannot seem to see dislikes, but I'm on like I've got technically, I suppose I've got another YouTube account which is just under my real name, but I don't.
Yes.
I'm not active on it. I don't put content out on it, and I don't chat under it or anything. I don't have no idea why that is. YouTube
That's what it said. Feedback shared with the creator. I was thinking, no, I don't want them to know.
Hey Esther, is your channel verified by YouTube? It should have a blue check mark next to it. On your name, there should be a blue check mark.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Because
no,
that might be part of the reason why it's doing that. But that's the first I've ever heard of that. But that's just an idea. I'm not sure if that's actually a fact. So
I have another channel which that was my channel I used to come and watch videos on YouTube on, and my son's taken over that account. So all the notifications are everything to do with his game, and I can't. So now I just use strictly this one for everything. So maybe I should think of verifying the account. Maybe that's why.
I'm not sure. It could be. I don't know. Oh! But I saw your pussy video yesterday.
Oh,
that was very good. Very good.
You could, if you yeah, it's only 30 seconds long. If that's something you want to do.
See, that kind of video grabs my attention. It's only 30 seconds, right? So I could sit there and bite my nails for 30 seconds and watch it, and I get to hear pussy. I get to hear him say pussy. Everybody gotta go watch that one.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
He was cursing the pussies though.
Yeah, I know. It's just ludicrous.
Was cursing at the pussies. I think somebody must have denied him some.
Ooh, you think so?
I think so. I
think
think
so.
somebody has said no, and he's not very happy.
Maybe we should put a link in the side chat for that video.
It's probably so has he taken the attitude, hey, I'm not getting laid, no one's getting laid?
No, he's telling the ladies, anyone who plans to use their pussy for I can't remember what he said. Anyone who's using their pussy to do what curse your pussy, your creamy pussy.
Oh,
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Oh goodness, these people! I can't.
He's cursing my pussy to be creamy.
Creamy pussy.
Ooh.
You gotta watch it.
That's that's a bit like that famous one of that American preacher years ago. Like, he was obviously like homophobic, whatever, but he was like, God's gonna make flames coming out of the homosexuals' buttholes. I don't you remember that one.
Flames, that's a new act. Flames out of your butthole.
Yeah.
I've had that happen, just not on stage. Eat too many spices, and
Oh, I was about to say after Tusk's hot sauce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had flames coming out. It was a great trick. It hurt though, but.
Oh, here's the link. I'll put the pussy link.
Pussy link.
Go watch that, everybody.
What I noticed on my channel is for 24 hours after my Wednesday streams, there's no likes and there's no dislikes. It says 0 for like 24 hours, and all of a sudden it appears. I don't know why they're doing that. And then on Lizard's stream on Monday, I think the moderators, Google moderators, were deleting our messages inside chat. So
yeah, that happened for everyone I think, for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun.
My last stream lost the majority of its likes as well. I was really sad. I was like, oh, people put time in putting that there, and now it's away. I wasn't like, oh no, I didn't get any likes. I was more like, I feel bad for the people that put effort into clicking.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's like they wait 24 hours to verify it or something. I don't know. I noticed like the morning after I do a stream, it would be 0 likes or dislikes, and then I go check it a couple days later, and then it would have all the statistics and stuff. So I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're not showing it to me. I don't know. I just noticed that a couple weeks ago.
Speaking of pussy and stuff, if you're not a Doctor Who fan, you might not get it. But when I have my lower surgery, I will allow some people to look into my pants and say, "Ah, you were decorated." I don't like it.
Decorated.
Yeah, be decorated.
Yeah.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
see
Doctor Who.
you've redecorated. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's-
you. What's that way you go?
It's a running joke on Doctor Who that they
Yeah.
Like the one with the new kidneys. I don't like the color of them.
yeah sort of.
It's a little thing that whenever they've brought like one of the old doctors back or whatever to speak to the new doctor,
Yeah.
he'll look round the TARDIS and say, "Oh, I see you've redecorated. I don't like it."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, too bad. Don't look. Avert your eyes. Oh, Esther dropped out.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we've lost
Yeah.
Esther.
She'll be back though, won't she?
Trouble.
So has anybody got any plans for tomorrow, Friday the 13th?
I may
Unfortunately,
be,
just working, but
Just working. Normal day.
yeah.
I get
I
it.
might be performing at an event, but my producer hasn't contacted me to confirm that, but asked me earlier this week if I wanted to. So I might be performing. We'll see.
My housemate is going camping this weekend, so I have the house to myself for the whole weekend. Yay!
Nice.
Not that I'm going to be doing it.
Okay, party at Geo's.
Neo's got a free
Come
house.
on over. Come on over.
Oh, your dog sitting, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
We take
they
turns.
have bodies there.
Huh?
Neither. No.
Huh?
What?
You have puppies there. Sorry, I had a mouthful of pet pasta.
Yeah, I have, there's 2 dogs.
Classy as always. Yeah, puppy.
Griff and Yuka.
Yuka with the husky face.
Yeah, they're both, well, Yuka is a full Malamute, and Griff is Malamute, and what's that other big hairy dog? I forget.
Saint
Chow
Bernard?
No, Chow Chow and Malamute.
Big.
Whoa.
He's a beautiful dog. They're both beautiful dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've not got a free house then, because they still
Yuka's-
live there.
Yuka had his eyeballs removed, and his eyes were permanently sewed shut. He was blind from birth.
At least he can't hurt his eyeballs.
Well, that was why they did that, because he kept bumping his eyeballs, and it was just a mess. So they said, might as well remove them. But he's a Malamute. He's the most vocal Malamute I've ever known. He just talks all the time. He's like always talking.
Can I ask you a question? Do you ever get tempted to put googly eyes on him?
No, never do that.
Non-sticky ones, so it doesn't hurt. When he's asleep, you just put them over his eye and then take a picture, and then you got dog googly eyes.
Well, you know how some blind people, their eyes go in different directions, so to keep people from thinking that looks odd. They wear glasses. I should get a pair of glasses
Yeah.
for Yuka so he can walk around and look all cool like Stevie Wonder.
The googly
Yeah,
eyes,
there you
it'll
go.
be fine. Just put googly eyes on him. Nobody will know. How will they know? It's googly eyes. And then if somebody says something, be like, excuse you, at least my dog's trying. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
I really now want to do that. I would like to come to do this to your dog.
You think I could buy them on Amazon? Like stickers, little googly eyes with stickers? You'd be like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can't buy on Amazon?
I don't know. Probably
Ew.
not. Well, you can't buy weed on Amazon, or can you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think you can yet.
Unless there's an Amazon.onion site that we don't know about. No.
Well,
buy
Amazon.
a domestic housewife on Amazon, but then I got stuck with Tusk, so
Because
I
there was
couldn't find
there was that website, wasn't there, on the darknet that got quite famous, the Silk Road, that was basically just selling drugs online.
Yeah.
It was all being done. It all being done through Bitcoin and stuff on it.
Well, I don't know what Amazon's waiting for. I mean, come on, get in the weed game, Amazon. I mean, that's.
And then Dora says you can't buy alcohol on Amazon.
I can.
You can?
That's not true.
Yeah.
You can
I
do.
bought
Okay.
glittery gin on Amazon.
Maybe where you're at, Dora, is probably the region you're in.
It might depend on the state.
Yeah. I know in the UK you can buy alcohol on Amazon.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but
I got glittery cucumber gin on Amazon. It was
What?
called Pixie's Tears.
A what?
why
Jeff,
would you buy that?
Jeff.
No, I'm just kidding.
Because it
No.
was
Jeff?
Pixie Tears. It looked like Tinkerbell. It was for my friend's birthday.
Jeff,
But
Yo.
in the UK, is it not just cheaper to just buy alcohol from a shop?
It
Instead
isn't.
of
It isn't.
ordering?
Oh, it's cheaper than ordering it online. Yeah.
Yeah. Just go to the cheap shops, Aldi and is it Lidl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: if I order alcohol online, it's usually like some sort of craft beer kind of thing that I can't
Special.
normally get. That I cannot normally
Some
get in there.
special. Mm.
And generally, I have to go to other websites. I wouldn't, you don't tend to find them through Amazon. It's
Right.
more specialist type sites that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's that link? Someone put that's not a link. Amazon.darkweb.com.
That's great.
it's not quite the same, but in Liverpool, if you call the right taxi number, they'll bring you drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can also, before like Deliveroo and stuff, you used to be able to call the taxi company and they would go to the shop for you and bring you your shopping.
Well, there was
So they
the.
would buy alcohol and stuff for you as well.
I'm trying to think. Was it the? I can't remember if it was in the 80s or the early 90s in Glasgow with the ice cream vans.
Yeah,
That was quite. That was
it
quite famous.
both, and still happening.
That happened in the ghettos or in San Diego where I grew up. The ice cream man usually had a green ice cream you could get, or you said green something, and you got a little nug of weed for $20 or something like that. So, and then a lot of them got busted for selling.
Oh, there was a full-on gang war in Glasgow over it.
I believe it. I mean, in one of the Friday movies, I think it is, they have a big worm, and he has the ice cream truck, and he's slinging weed out of it. So, I mean, they had territories. You couldn't bring your ice cream truck into this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And so,
yeah, that happened in Glasgow
yeah,
as well.
It's funny to see two guys jump out of an ice cream truck and fight each other.
I mean, yeah, unless it's on your doorstep.
No, you're right. And I was joking as well, but it is kind of funny to see two dudes brawling, next to two ice cream trucks. But it isn't good or fun or
You just reminded me of the iron. Is it an Iron Brew advert and or some kind of advert? And there was like this little boy and this like supposedly like cute teenage girl, and these two like young lads go to the ice cream truck. And then they like ask for the ice cream, and then they go, yeah, and she wants to swatch your fanny. and the girl goes, all right then, and she just pulls up her skirt, and the kids just like their jaws drop and their ice cream falls on the floor. I have to find this. I don't know
why that would not surprise me if that was an Iron Brew advert. I don't know why.
It sounds like one.
Your fanny. I need to find it now.
Yo,
I
harmonica
don't know
man.
if it translates it.
Yeah, it may not translate very well, but those commercials they make are pretty fucking funny.
Oh, it was chewing the fat.
Slim, can I say that your are those earrings, or I've just been staring at them all night. They look like padlocks or earrings. Not sure what is that.
They are heavy padlocks. During my show, I lift a full-size keg from my ears, so I have to keep weight training them. So unfortunately, I have to wear heavy things in my ears to keep them trained.
They look nice.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's why I get the black little luggage locks, because they kind of are aesthetically nice looking.
Ooh.
But they're not fun to wear, let me tell you. Yeah, the first time I actually lifted the keg from my ears recently from the new holes was 3 weekends ago, I think, and I have video of it, and it's the small little keg, and I'm working my way back up to the full size. So, yes, Dora, I'm training my ears right now.
Wow.
That's one of the only not fun things about anybody who's going through a transition in their life and interchanging their body. I'm constantly in pain. Like a couple weeks ago, I got more dermals in my face. I'm going to be getting my palms tattooed in a couple weeks, probably. I'm always weight training body parts, so they're always sore. So, yeah, it's one thing that people don't think about, like how much pain you have to go through to keep these things up. And yeah, but it's all fun.
Wow.
Especially since I'm getting to do all these gigs now. I think I have 4 gigs next week, so I will be doing 4 performances or doing 4 events next week. So back on the grindstone to doing shows constantly. Oh, have you seen my tongue yet?
No.
So I have my tongue split as well. Yeah.
Wow. Ooh.
That was one of the mods that was not fun. 2 months out of my life.
So wait, did they cut that?
So my body modifier, he had his assistant with tongs, pretty much hemostats on their side of my tongue. And then my body modifier, he took a medical grade scalpel and he made 3 to 5 slices while his assistant was spreading my tongue. And so it was done with a scalpel. And then I bled 2 buckets of blood, which was very unnerving, because you think when you start bleeding a little bit, you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. When you see like a bucket of blood in front of you, you're like, okay, well, this is not going to be fun in a minute if there's more. And it wasn't as much as it seems, being in shock. It probably wasn't as much as my brain wants to think it was. But I had to sleep with a paper towel in between my tongue, so I didn't swallow my tongue, and so that it wouldn't close. Every morning you have to wake up and you have to resplit your tongue. So it was a very mental thing as well. It wasn't just like getting it done and you walk away or it starts healing. There is a lot of mental stress with having it done as well, which that's another thing that people don't realize when you are modifying your body or changing it or going through these processes or surgeries to make yourself into the being that you see inside your own brain, because that's what the dysmorphia all thing also is for people who don't feel like they're in their own body, either your gender or whatever. Like for me, I never felt whole until I tattooed my face, and then I said, oh, now I feel like me. Now whenever somebody sees me, that's what I want them to see is that. And so I had a trouble growing up not looking the way I wanted to until I came to this process that I came to, which was very, very different path than most people. And that was even difficult as well, because turning yourself into a non-humanoid looking being is very hard to convince yourself to do as well. I'm not saying changing your gender or getting surgery for whatever reason to look the way you want isn't, but most of that time it's called for beautification. That's why the medical community will let you get a breast enlargement or some of these, because they say it's for.
It's not really for beautification.
No, totally. No. But that's how the medical. Yeah, totally. But that's how the medical community can be convinced for it to happen, is they call it that. And we know it's technically not. But that's the reason why a doctor cannot split a tongue, because they're like, oh, that's just mutilation. That's not for, to make you look better. And so that's what I was getting at. Not that we think that getting these things done is to make us more beautiful per se. It is to make us in the body we feel inside in our spirit or deep down, because that's what I had a lot of confusion growing up. I always felt that I was not, well, for a while I actually thought that I was an alien that had taken over a human body, and I was not supposed to I wasn't actually a human soul, because I felt so foreign in my own body. And then I came to the realization that no, it's this. I just need to change myself into the being that I want to look like. And that's when I slowly started modifying myself into this creature that you see before you. And I'm not even close to being done. My eyes aren't tattooed yet. And my tongue isn't turned the way I want. I want to get black porcelain fang teeth. I want them to cover my fang teeth with black porcelain. So there's a lot more that I want to do to make myself feel like I am one in myself.
If I was to take you to take you to Africa, to a typical Nigerian church, if you were to come with me, I can imagine what they would say, because they might think, oh no, you've gone and brought the devil into church. No, because they identify tattoos with the devil, and
they has a split tongue too.
I have been sitting at the bus stop, and I wasn't even as close to being as modified as I am now, but I've been sitting in a bus stop, and I've had middle-aged women and older ladies grab me. This has happened multiple times, by the shoulders and go, oh my gosh, you're the devil in the flesh. I never thought I would meet the devil. I am meeting the devil. And I'm like, whoa. When I got kicked out of Christian school for doing something inappropriate with a girl in chapel, they called me a fallen angel. And they said I was a fallen angel in the flesh, and I was sent here to corrupt humans. And I was actually a demon. So I have been called that by religious people. Yeah, no, it was really awesome. The only thing is you don't want to
badge of honor.
Yeah, the only thing is you don't want to tell a 16-year-old that, because for a year I actually thought that may be what it was, because like I said, at one point I thought I was like somehow an alien that had taken over a human body. I came to that, getting out of that. And then they told me that I was a fallen angel. And I said, oh, that's what I am. And so I walked around for a year thinking I'm actually the servant of the devil, until I hurt myself really bad skateboarding. And I said, oh yeah, well, a demon's not going to actually get hurt and have to go to the hospital and have their knees, sewn up. So, okay, I'm not a demon. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, yeah.
Wow.
But it is really fun to go in front of people who are that religious or have those beliefs, and to freak them out. I love freaking out people like that, because why not?
Yeah, I remember one time just being around to like some Christians, and I was sort of I was just sort of like dressed a bit like I should have been in a black metal band or something, Yeah, they were very freaked out by that. Yeah, a bit like the profile pic I got on my avatar. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is to yell "Hail Satan" in front of a bunch of like religious people. It's really funny. They get so pissed.
Scare them shitless.
Yeah. So when we were doing a tour in Salt Lake City, Utah, we went to the churches, the big church. I think it was Mormon. Is that what they are there? Is that Mormon?
Yeah,
whatever.
Utah would, but yeah, they would be, wouldn't they? Probably.
Yeah.
So
Mormon.
we went to the huge Mormon churches because they're really beautiful, and I wanted to see them. So we get on the property, and every time somebody with a name badge sees me, they run over and they shake my hand and they ask me, how's my day going? And after like the 12th time, I look at my friend and I go, what the fuck is going on? Why does everybody who works here, which obviously I guess would be Mormon, why are they all running up to me and greeting me? Like as soon as they see me before I can look at them, they're like tackling me. Like I had like 5 of them at once surround me, and they like are trying to shake my hand and ask me what my day is. And I'm like, what the fuck? She goes, oh, it's the point. It's the point system. They have a point system to get into. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, in my experience, they are way more pushier than the JWs.
Yeah.
My experiences with the, I mean, like I've been like stopped whilst I'm working by these people before. I'm trying to get on with my work and trying to tell them, look, I've got stuff to do. And they're just following you round.
Yeah.
And I said, even like Jehovah's Witnesses don't do that. The Mormons, they are really pushy. They just will not take no for an answer.
Yeah.
What's this point system then?
Yeah. So what she explained to me was they believe that if they get a certain ranking, they will go to heaven. And I am an outcast. I'm not one of them. I don't remember the right name for what we are, not being in their faith. But if they showed me good spirit, or if they showed that they were okay with me being there, then they would earn points to get into heaven some way, shape, or form. I don't understand it 100%, but when I talked to a couple other people who were in the religion, they said, yeah, it's kind of like a point system where if you do good to these in a certain way, that gets you closer to heaven. So you're trying to always be doing good in their eyes, which is talking to somebody like me and saying good day to me. By them saying good day to me, they somehow thought they were earning their way into heaven. So my homegirl, she goes into the restroom, which is at the front of the center, where they, I guess, start work. And what's is even funnier is walking past me to get into work before they had their name tag on, they wouldn't say shit to me. As soon as they were on the job, then as they were coming out, I would say hi to them first and ask what their day was. And you could see their face light up, and then it went dark because I outpointed them. They aren't going to get their points if I confront them first. Because in their religion, somehow, by talking to me first, being the outcast or being, not them, they were getting the points. So I sat there for 30 minutes, and everybody who walked out with a name tag, I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I walked up, and you could see their face like dim, like they thought, "Oh my God, I'm losing points." Like, it's a fucking game. It's insane.
Yeah, well, you know what that is? That's like I'm trying to think of. I had this in mind. It's like it's a reward for something. They're doing it for the reward.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if there was nothing to gain from doing it, why would they do it?
Exactly. Well, that's why I asked her after like the 5th or 12th person, and in like 5 minutes, and all of them had a name badge, and that's what I was recognizing, not how they were dressed, because there's a lot of Mormon people who are dressed in the same attire. They all kind of dress the same in a religion. So I said, why are these name badge motherfuckers walking up to me specifically? If they were walking up to everybody and doing that same thing, I wouldn't have thought any different. Like, you're in their place, they're going to walk up to everybody and say hello to them. Okay, that makes sense. But no, I was like specifically watching women like beeline it to me through a crowd, like pushing people out of the way to get to me first. And then they'd go, "Hi, how are you doing today?" "Oh yeah," and they'd shake my hand and they'd say their little routine. They all said the exact same fucking words. And then I'd say, "Good, yeah, have a good day, bye."
What the fuck if there's no promise of a reward for doing so, they have no reason to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it was.
Now, me as a secular person, I do these things without any promise of anything. I do these things because I feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes other people feel good.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
It has nothing to do with getting a reward or doing something because someone's going to give me something. Or
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do that's another a positive push for me since I've tattooed myself so much is I don't go out of my way to be nice to people, but I make sure that I think about being nice to people when I meet them on the street. Not like I'm trying to earn anything or anything, but when you look like me, you're trying to help the stigma of people that are modified not looking like dicks, because there are a lot of people who are modified that are assholes, So I like to just say hi to people or acknowledge them or ask them how their day is going. Not like I'm gaining anything, but then hopefully when they walk away, they go, "Oh, that guy isn't an asshole." Not everybody who has a huge nose ring or knuckle tattoos is a dick, And it makes it so that I commit crime less because I'm obviously going to get picked out of a lineup,
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
so before I do things,
like Martin Luther King said it perfectly. You don't judge a man by the color of his skin. You judge him by the content of his character.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'll ask a quick question just of everyone on the panel here or whatever. Has anyone converted yet today?
Converted to what? To what religion?
It's supposedly it's the big prayer to end atheism today, isn't it?
Oh yes,
I am no staunch religious. I didn't just religious, not specifically anything.
I feel the spirit. Oh no! Wait,
just
a fan. It was just a fan.
We'll have to wait till tomorrow because it might happen. It might happen overnight. It might happen while you're asleep. Or
wait, was this the religious group that was supposed to be praying for all atheists? That happened today.
Well,
I believe that's happening. Yeah, I believe that's happening today.
Happening now. It should be happening now.
I don't feel the change yet. I'll tell you, like you were saying. I'll tell you tomorrow morning, but I don't feel anything yet.
Well, I don't think we have much to worry about. They may postpone it.
Thing is, though, it may backfire on them because the prayer is only to end atheism. They didn't specify about what religion God might convert us to. I mean, if they wake up tomorrow and find out that every atheist in the world is suddenly a Muslim, they're gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Can I just say I'm waiting to feel Jesus come inside me?
You are.
When that happens, Ed, be sure to share the experience with us.
I will,
Yeah.
and I will.
Yeah.
I will keep my hips
Pictures or it
up,
never happened.
and I will be the new Mary.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want that to happen, all you need to do is just go to Mexico. There's a lot of dudes named Jesus. So if
I
you want
think
to feel
that's
like Jesus
like
coming here,
renamed
you just
Tusk. I could do that.
And we talked about this before. There is the Jesus vibrator that you can get that has the squirty thing, so you could actually feel him.
What's the squirty thing?
It has the little ball tube, so you fill it with like a white liquid, and then whenever you want, you can squeeze it, and it ejaculates. So it's like a actual fake. Yeah.
It normally is just like
I had to
colored
ask.
lube, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually just like some type of lube that's just a white in color that, it has like sometimes the viscosity, I guess. It's supposed to be like like that. Yeah, feel like it kind of. We only messed around with it a little bit in the porn store, so
I have no idea what it is, though. I am very innocent. I'm just
You're
gonna
totally,
sit back here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Well, see, that's what the great thing about working at the porn store was. When people would come in and they'd be embarrassed, I'd say, "Don't worry, honey. I've tried out all of these things and broken more of these toys than you'll ever buy in your lifetime." Because we got to pressure test stuff, They're like, "Here, take this home and see how long it takes you to break it." So it's like, all right, let's have this going.
I think I need to get a job in the in the adult shop.
Yeah.
How about pressure testing some of those dildos?
Exactly.
I think I would be good at that if I knew anything about any of them things.
Well, it really. I mean, it's.
Oh my!
Yes. Oh.
Hey,
I mean,
they probably need help. They
Yeah,
can't find help.
So
Esther,
you
that
can
would
actually.
be the ultimate. I was just going to say, Esther, that'd be the ultimate job for someone who was training to be a Church of England priest at one time.
Imagine the priest at my church, one I used to go to. They will say, okay, now she's definitely gone. She's gone with the devil. She is.
So I'll let everybody in on a secret. You can become a toy tester for, I think, Amazon, or there are web certain companies. You can be hired as a tester.
Adult toys
so you
or kiddies
toys?
toys?
No, adult toys. So what you can do is some of the companies that make those, you can actually email and say, hey, I'd like to be a tester. And sometimes they'll let you do it and they'll send you free stuff, and you just got to break it and then send it to them back broken and say, this is what I was doing when I broke it. And
thanks for the info.
Yes,
what
definitely.
happens if you can't break it? Do you have to try harder, or?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Then you have to get your friends in on it. I mean, never mind.
God.
In on your friends.
You should never
never mind.
share toys.
You can clean them. Well, I don't know. When you're having an orgy, I mean, they all get shared anyways. So I mean, I can't say don't share.
Yeah, but they
I'm loyal. I'm loyal with my straps, so that's just for one person and one person only.
That makes sense, but I mean,
TMI.
Yes, that's what this show is.
I'll just say, if you are testing a vibrator and you end up breaking your teeth, then you're testing it wrong.
Yeah, don't use your teeth on it.
Well, what happens if you use it to break somebody else's?
Then
question.
that is a kink that I have not tried yet, and I think I'll pass on the teeth breaking.
Well, not the breaking of the teeth, just what happens.
Oh.
No, okay, right. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Not, and maybe just say later, yeah?
Yeah, there you go. Welcome, Randolph. I'm glad you came in just at this time.
I have a story. I do.
Oh, you have a story. Okay, let's hear this. I need to grab another beer, but
I can't just
okay.
So we're all supposed to be turning into theists of some stripe. Is that what's supposed to go on today?
Yeah, that is
Yes.
that seems their intention.
Oh.
So if I become more pagan, is that what I just have to not be not believe in a god, so now I can believe in a bunch of goddesses? That they did it. Now I'm in.
Yeah.
I believe in everything has a spirit, like the Native Americans or a lot of other religions. There we go. Now I'm a theist.
Well,
They did it.
godless Scummer brought up a good point there because praying something away doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get the outcome you're looking for.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I mean,
There are
and
so many.
for a religion that can't even agree, a religion that has some interpretations, variations. So if we all turned from atheists to Christians, what version of Christianity would we be turning into? There's just so many. Where do you even begin?
That's another really good question. How do we determine which sect we're going to go to? Who determines that?
Gosh.
It's just so problematic, the whole thing. So, but they'll postpone it. They'll say, well, it was gonna happen today, but this or that or the other thing happened, and we'll wait, and maybe it'll happen next week.
Did you guys know that someone started it off just as a joke for a laugh, a national in response to what the Christians come up with. This was a global day to put the finger up to end Christianity. I think that's what it was, and tons and tons of people. It's going to be running same time as the Christian event is going to be running. So I'm not sure if that's a thing or not.
Yeah, Randolph in the chat says usually it's the parents who have the most influence on that. I think what we were describing was today there's a Christian sect that is praying the atheists away, or praying so that atheists become theists.
Yeah, somehow,
and we're just wondering what denomination of theistic religion that these people who turn from atheism to theism, which one is they're going to go into?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. It's laughable, believe me.
It is.
Yes, definitely. Well, let's see what their excuse is in a couple days.
Oh yeah. Well, but it's either way, it's a win-win. Remember that.
Yeah.
Because if God answers the prayer, it's a win, and if God doesn't answer the prayer, it's still a win.
Yeah, totally.
So it doesn't matter. Answer the prayer, don't answer the prayer. It's a win-win. It's a win for them. So it doesn't matter either way.
Hi, Raisin.
Hi.
Yeah, Raisin. Mistress.
Hi, Raisin.
For no reason.
Hi, Tom.
How have you been, Raisin? Okay.
Sleepy.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to jump off, actually, so unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see how it is. I'll hop on and you have to leave.
No, it's nothing to do with you. I've got to go and do something. So.
Well, thanks for stopping
But
by,
you're
Jeff.
scared. I now have backup for my movie. It was my favorite movie.
It's still not a good movie.
I see you leaving.
No.
Oh, okay, Jeff.
You better hurry and leave
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
And,
listen to Linda.
and on that note, social
No
distance.
picking on my hubby.
Later, Godless.
See you later.
Take care,
Bye.
Godless.
See
Bye.
you
Bye.
later. Yeah.
Well, we can all team up on him next week because we're gonna watch it and he's gonna know that he's the
did you-
shit movie. Sorry,
Did you
Linda,
hear
go-
me now, Ed?
Yeah, I hear you now. Sorry,
Oh.
I wasn't hearing you before.
Oh.
I promise.
Well, we always
No,
have
it
to hear
seemed
him
like
groan.
nobody did. So
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I really didn't hear you. If I wouldn't have purposely ignored you.
that's okay. I'm used to being ignored.
Hey,
No.
don't talk like
No,
that.
no. Nobody ignores me and Throne.
Hey, yesterday we had thunderstorms here, and there was one thunderclap that had to be at least 7 to 10 minutes.
Did you have to clean the floor up
Damn.
behind you?
No,
Because I would have.
thankfully.
I would have had an accident. I would have got fright.
But the rumbling, my housemate said, "Did you hear that yesterday?" I was like, "No." He says the rumbling, it went on for nearly 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes worth of continuous thunder. I'm like, "Sorry, no, I didn't hear." It's like, where the fuck was I? Oh, the cops tried to take my phone, my camera away from me. Because they got calls. Someone called the cops on me because I was taking my camera off my bicycle and I was looking at the footage and I was moving around like this with the camera, and the cops came right up to me. The cops came right up to me and asked me, what are you doing? People said you're taking pictures of them. I'm like, no. They wanted to take my phone. They wanted to take my phone and my camera away from me.
Oh.
That is
nothing.
crazy.
I mean,
For
to
nothing.
be fair, if it looked like you were just filming in people's houses, I totally understand. But I don't think that's.
Well, that's the really
Oh.
annoying thing about all these frauditors and stuff is they're making the cops so freak out about people video recording now because they think, oh, you might be trying to be doing something stupid with it when
To be fair, a couple of years back,
nothing.
during the Edinburgh Fringe, there was a guy that was actually just filming children the entire day straight.
Yes,
and if nobody was like, hang on a minute, you know.
That looks a little different than somebody
No, he just had it round his neck and he was just filming it at waist height. So he managed to get the whole day, but he had it removed. But that happens often. Too often. So I'm kind of glad that they check on people with them things. I'm sorry you had that experience, Sam, but I think I'm sure you would agree we'd rather little incidences like you going, I've got nothing wrong on here, than and you all being good for you and then the nasty eggs being caught out.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's distinguishing the nastiness from the not so nastiness, and that there's a gray line there that's very hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather them look through my phone than.
Plus, taking photographs and videos in a public place is a protected activity.
Well, yeah, that's actually why the guy got away with what he was doing for the entire day, until he got caught out doing exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, but
it was all over the news.
But it's not a crime. Taking photographs in public is not a crime, and the police can't reduce it to a crime just because they see it as a suspicious activity. That's not a crime. Even though they think it's suspicious, it's still not a crime.
I feel like we're maybe talking about two different things here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam is talking about Fourth Amendment rights. All right.
Fourth and First Amendment, free speech too.
Yeah, free speech. So, and the fact that, let's face it, in the United States, you cannot trust anything
a police officer tells you.
Well, you can't trust them here either.
Well, he
Like,
lied to
my
me
first
first of all.
experience- Well, that's not
Yeah.
true.
The cop
What's
lied
that?
to me,
Oh,
and
nice.
he was going to steal. He was going to steal my property for no reason.
Right.
Oh, that would be. See, I may be misunderstood. I thought he just wanted to look through it to make sure.
Well, yeah, he wanted to
didn't
look
annoy
through.
you.
Yeah, he wanted to conduct a search and seizure of my
Yeah.
property
Yeah.
for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yep.
But I as soon as I told
Ed-
him, he
Ed.
says, I need some ID. This is what he says to me. I need some ID. So I said,
Oh,
yeah. I said to him, I'm only obligated to give you my true full name. That's it. He says, oh, are you a lawyer? I said, no, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to invoke my right to remain silent now. And I'm also requesting that you contact the supervisor so I could talk to a supervisor because you clearly don't know my rights. I do, and I want you to know your rights.
Your profession is none of his business.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
As-
Ed.
Arizona's a stop and identify state, right? I knew this, and he didn't say that to me, and I said, I'll show my identification to your superior, and the superior came. I gave him my ID. He said, you're free to go. I said, thank you.
In the United States, the police seizing civil assets, okay? I forget which year it was, but it exceeded the entire, if you took all the robberies, okay, in the United States, the seizures from the police exceeded that.
what did that include? Just out of curiosity.
They
Like, I
took
recognize
everything.
what you're saying.
When
If you took, in other words, if you looked at the FBI crime statistics and you added up the total reported losses, all right, of all the robberies in the United States for a given year, all right, and then you look at what was gained by civil asset forfeiture, in other words, just the police seizing, assets from the public, all right, there were less robberies than there was civil asset forfeitures.
Now, those seizures are done mostly with some kind of a court order or something, though, right?
No.
No?
See,
Oh.
this is why I was like, what does that mean? Does that include,
Civil asset. In other words, you could be driving on a road in the United States, okay, and a cop can pull you over, all right, and if they discover cash on you, all right, they can say, I suspect you of, and then they could just make something up, all right, and they'll just tell you, we're seizing this under civil asset forfeiture laws. In other words, civil asset forfeiture flips the burden of proof. So if you want your property back, all right, you have to go into a court and prove your innocence.
Yeah.
Now, this is small claims court that you're going to for that, right?
Wait,
no, this is
criminal
No,
court.
this can even be large claim court. One of the more common and popularly taken and seized items here in Florida are cars.
Yep.
If you go to any of the police auctions down here, you can find cars left and right. A lot of them probably just because somebody had a little bit of weed in the car and bam, the car got seized, or they were drag racing one night, so they lost the $15,000 pot plus their $120,000 car.
Me personally,
in other words, even in the United States, they can also seize your assets if if the police deem you're carrying too much money, just cash.
Yes, and too much money being thought to be suspicious activity for drug deals.
Well, you know what? In the chat, Brainless says you are allowed to film in public spaces, but not a person specifically. Well, there's no expectation of privacy in public. That's the first thing, right? Now, if someone is if I could see someone and I'm on a public street or a public easement, I can film anything I can see within that public sphere. If there's a person there, I can film this person. You can't trespass my eyes. That's another thing. So I can film anything I can see in public. I can film legally. So you're wrong about that. I can film people, anyone who's in public space that has no expectation of privacy, and that is the law.
And remember, Section 7 in the post office does not mean you can record. You have to get permission to record. Sorry, I just had to bring that up.
No, that's not true either. You have to get permission to get other photos that are not covered in Section 7. That's what that clause means.
Yeah, but I was making a joke because the frauditors go in and they claim that when it's actually they don't know the law.
But Section 7, we have the right. That's a public accessible place. You should be able to go in there and take pictures and film it. And that's what it's saying in that section.
Yeah, but as soon as they tell you to leave.
But your feelings, just because you're uncomfortable and you feel, your feelings don't trump my rights. So that's another thing people don't realize.
But when you're being a dick about it, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's what these frauditors do, is they go in there and they try to aggravate people and try to push the law, which makes it harder for us, just like what happened to you, Geo, because these idiots are going out there messing with the police, and it makes it harder for us to just have normal lives with recording in certain places. Sometimes you want to record. Go ahead.
If they're interfering with police doing their jobs, then that could be almost like harassment, I guess. And that's why into a different area.
Yeah, and that's why most of them do end up getting arrested at some point, because they do say, "Oh, I'm not going to leave," or they do interrupt an investigation in enough ways where the cop's like, "I don't have a choice, bro. I don't want to arrest you, but your dumbass won't give me your ID. You won't leave the property. You keep telling me that I'm a jackhole or saying, cussing me out. Like, I have to arrest you at this point." But
most of the videos I've seen where that happens, the police officers already tried to be very nice about it and tried to encourage the guy to find a new hobby or whatever for that day, or kind of keep a distance, and they're refusing to do it. And it's just, they're purposely escalating the situation.
Yeah, they're doing it for
it's a bit
views.
extreme. It's a bit extreme. And that's what gets them in trouble. And plus, there's a gray line. All these laws are very gray. It could go either way, depending on what a judge thinks is happening. That's that. Yeah. But this is only after the fact. Like, you can't do shit about it when it's happening. Yeah.
Well, and I'll assume that a lot of judges will probably take into consideration if it's the first time the guy's in there for that, he'd probably get out easy, but with a stern warning from the judge, don't be in here again.
A lot of people that's how they make their living, by creating lawsuits and suing the state,
There's also these laws, I guess, how do they apply to bounty hunters rather than police officers? We had I remember years ago, Dog the Bounty Hunter chased some guy here into Canada, and then he apprehended the guy, and then the Canadian police here, we intervened and we resolved that and let that guy go, and Dog got charged because he's breaking the law here.
Yeah. Even in America, that's a huge gray line. If you just do, if the cops around you don't feel that that's legal enough, they will charge bounty hunters, or they will arrest them and stuff like that. So I guess they just go to counties that they know that those cops are going to be okay with them illegally detaining somebody and using weapons that they shouldn't be on somebody to detain them, like bear spray and handcuffs. And it's like, wait, that's technically not legal for you as a citizen to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and with bounty hunters, it's the same with police, I imagine. You've got people who are good about it and professional, and others who are doing bad things, and yeah.
Well, one of the best things that you could do as a civilian in the United States is to know whether your state is a stop and identify state. That's one of the most important things that you could know. Because if a cop comes up to you and says, "Hey, give me your identification," I mean, you have rights. You don't have to.
Yeah.
There's certain things you don't have to give to a policeman, and your
Yeah,
identity
exactly.
is one of them, unless you're in a stop and identify state. So if you're in a stop and identify state and a policeman comes up to you and asks you for your ID, you have to give it to him because that's a lawful order in some states.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Colorado is. I think where I'm at, unless they have probable cause or they can tell you why, I don't think we have to identify. But when you work in the bar and club industry and you're the freak who's bringing in swords and chainsaws into an event, when a cop asks you for your ID, you're just like, yeah, here you go. Just here, look, and then look inside my bag, and because if you don't, then it becomes really weird really fast. So yeah, normally you definitely
but there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that. Cops think if you're not in a stop and identify state, and a cop comes up to you and says, "Give me your ID," immediately, and if you refuse, you're guilty.
Yeah,
you're hiding something.
Totally.
Now they don't get that it's my right. It's my right not to do that.
Or they don't care.
And honestly,
Exactly.
I've never had that happen at an event anywhere in the country so far. I've never had a cop immediately ask for my ID. They go, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm the entertainer. That's why I have a samurai sword." And in 5 seconds they can go, "Oh, that makes sense." We're in an oddities convention.
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Okay, that makes sense. So honestly, I've never had to deal with it in those cases. Getting pulled over in certain way, shapes, or form. They have been abrasive and like everybody ID right now, and we go, well, let's talk about what we did first.
Do you ever say to them, "I hope you don't miss the show" as part of that conversation?
Yeah, definitely. And when we do the Denver County Fair, it is such a large event that there's always obviously police, EMTs, and fire people. So what they do is they make sure the newbies, the rookies, all watch my show. So if they are just getting in all three of the services, they push the rookies they're always in the back, but they always have the rookies in front of them. And they're watching my show, and they're all looking at the sergeants and stuff going, "Wait, are we supposed to help? What do we do?" And then everybody who's watched my show is just sitting there laughing at the newbies because they don't know what to do. Like I'm putting things in and out of my body and like swallowing things, and and they're just like, "What the fuck?" So I believe that in Denver, that's how they break in the rookies, is having them watch my show.
So you're part of the training. Maybe you should talk to the force and ask them if they'd like to have you in their training sessions once in a while.
Yeah,
definitely. That would be a good thing, especially for the EMTs and stuff, because I can explain.
Yeah, man.
You're
paid, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I usually do. Is the rookies will come over to me afterward and ask me, like, "How are you not dead?" And I go over the basics of it.
You're a professional. Come on.
Yeah. Because in their training, an EMT, in their training, they're supposed to, stop the guy from putting the knife in his nose or, swallowing the light bulb or, so it's really funny to watch their reactions.
You swallow a light bulb?
The context is a professional performer or somebody who's actually trying to hurt themselves, obviously.
Yeah. And yes, I do eat light bulbs. I rarely do it anymore because that is one of the most dangerous acts that I know how to do, and I don't like the taste. It does. You bust the light bulb in your mouth and pull out the metal part and the filament, and then you chew the rest of it and spit it in your hand to show, and then eat the rest. And I don't do it anymore. It's not fun.
Interesting. It can be unpredictable, I suppose.
Yes, and from the information I've gathered, the most dangerous thing about eating glass is your lower intestine doesn't have nerve endings in the inside. I mean, you do get stomach aches when you're having bowel problems, but I guess the glass can cut you open and you won't know. And by the time you figure it out, it's too late. And
so you're actually swallowing.
Yeah, and chewing it up and swallowing it. You're hoping that you're turning it into sand, because that's what glass is before it was made into glass. So you hope that you're just eating a sand sandwich, but there is an opportunity to swallow a sharp piece, and if your stomach doesn't make that everything smooth, going down could be a potential problem. There's also a regimen of food that I would eat specifically when I ate glass to help break apart anything that may be sharp, if there was going to be a piece that I didn't chew up well enough. So it's a whole process that you don't think about, and that's how I'm able to do the process.
It causes a higher acidity content, the concentration and all that, I guess.
Yeah, and then there's also kind of a way to, like how chickens eat rocks. They do it to help them digest. So there is a way to, like, you eat roughage kind of things that are going to be mulling it around in your stomach, and you try to like keep moving for the next 4 or 5 hours and not like lay down, or you're just trying to keep the body moving so that it's hopefully breaking it all down.
This is fascinating because people usually think it's an illusion, and from what you're saying, it's not an illusion. You're really doing this.
Oh yeah, most of those shows are not illusions.
Yeah, almost everything I do
when
on stage
people
is...
stab something through their hand, they're really stabbing something through their hand.
Yeah. Everything that I perform is performed, actually being performed. There's nothing really fake about it. But the most insane thing about this is because the body actually breaks it down so well, and that's why I use the type of light bulb I use. The glass is so thin that it actually, once there is a weak spot in that glass, it wants to destroy itself. It's trying to always break into smaller and smaller pieces once it comes out of that shape. But I've never seen it come out the other end. The body actually does really well at breaking it down so that you don't actually notice it coming out the other end.
So if you could give it enough time, the stomach acid would break it down, I guess.
I believe that is part of it. I think also eating the certain food that I eat helps churn it, I guess, or makes it so there's enough things to rub against that it does hopefully. It seems to break it down. I believe the body does break it down enough. When we before the 1950s, we used to eat lots and lots of dirt. If you were a farmer or you worked, we didn't clean our vegetables very well. So the body's actually very used to eating small pieces of gravel or dirt or sand or things like that. So yeah, it seems to break everything down if done properly. And let me say one more time, don't try anything that I do at home. And there are lots of people who have died eating glass as well. So please don't do it. It's not as easy as I make it sound. One time I was trying to impress a bunch of Jägermeister girls at an event, and I took a Jägermeister bottle and I broke it, and I tried eating the side of it. And we had it as, they did it as a commercial. But I ended up chipping one of my teeth, and that glass didn't go down very well because it was thicker, or I didn't chew it all the way up because it wasn't a light bulb. So if you do any of these things just a little bit wrong, you'll have problems. So please don't try it.
Wow. Were the girls impressed?
Oh yeah, of course. But all of them are, they're always usually married or have boyfriends and all of that stuff. So I never really do it to like get anybody, but it's fun to have a bunch of pretty girls that are like, like, oh, I can't watch. And it's just fun to mess with people like that, And the Jägermeister rep was there, and I was trying to get them to become one of my sponsors. I was trying to get them to give me, monetary stuff, which the laws in America changed in the last 8 years to where they can't sponsor things like they used to because they can't write it off on their taxes or something like they used to. So I lost a lot of alcohol sponsorships in the last 8 years. I used to have a lot of free alcohol and get paid a lot of money from beer companies and alcohol companies back in the day. Now it's not as much. That might change. We'll see. They're doing something they never did before, which is having to-go alcohol. Almost every restaurant has a to-go cup for alcohol, which is like the weirdest thing to like see actually happening in the area that I'm in.
It's a shame that got cut out for you. It's always these things hurt the little guy, you know. It's hopefully things get better.
Yeah, I've got 4 events next week, and then I'm booking crap tons of events again. So the only thing that's different is instead of asking a sponsor to pay me money to help the promoter or the venue not have to give me as much money, now I have to go to the promoter or the venue and say, I need $500 an event, you know, and that just hurts these bars. Or large conventions don't get hurt because their overhead is pretty large. But when these smaller things like I'm going to be performing at an autism fundraiser and a cancer fundraiser next month. And it's people like that I wish I could go to an alcohol sponsor and have them pay me instead of the fundraiser. So that's the only thing that's a little bit different, is I can't have the money spread around as much or make as much money by losing them, but it's okay.
You know, I'm looking for some like a citation, not a citation, but something that has to do with this praying away the atheism day thing. I haven't been able to find anything online about it.
So it's
Facebook
called the
post.
it's called the global hang on, let me get the thing out.
It's like
So
give
it's
the finger.
the global prayer to end atheism.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember. And it was on some like Facebook thing.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yes.
Oh, it
say-
came right up.
they failed to pray the gay away, so why should they be able to pray the atheism away?
Yeah, that's a Facebook.
Yeah, let's
it's a
see
Facebook
how the
post.
praying the gay thing worked. Oh wait, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
Oh damn, I'm still me.
Yep. And we love you the way you are.
How does one pray away a null hypothesis?
I don't know.
That's why I think it's hysterical. It's like trying to pray away the theory of communism. Wait, I'm surprised they haven't tried that one too yet.
That might go against some of their beliefs.
Randolph, heard of magic?
Oh yeah, I heard that on Dark Matter 2525. That's magic.
I love that channel. Yeah, so yeah. I don't think they don't see it as a null hypothesis. That's the problem.
No, they see it as a physical thing, which I don't understand in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I'm going to post a link to my last performance if anybody wants to watch me do all that crazy stuff. I think it's 3 weeks ago that I did it. So.
Oh, yeah? Was that a full show, or is that just parts of the show?
I have a thing of the full show with all of the performers, and I have just of me performing. So I have both.
Oh, yeah, everybody go check that out. Definitely. I'll check that.
So this one's the one of me just performing, and I'll post the link of the whole show in a second.
You used the grinder?
Not in this one. I didn't use the grinder.
I don't know how you do that in your mouth. That must be, oh, man.
You ever perform for any churches? How does that go if you do?
So I perform for the Church of the Satanic Temple a lot. I will be going and doing a performance for them so we're gonna be doing an event on the steps of City Hall in Salt Lake City, Utah, for the Church of Satan, or the Temple, the Satanic Church. So I'm going to be performing on the steps of the Capitol.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. They're like, here, it was so funny when they contact me. They're like, okay, we want you to perform. I said, for what? And they said, oh, well, the Satanic Temple is going to be doing an event. I said, okay, well, where? And they're like, you're going to be on the steps of the Capitol. We're going to be in the front of the Capitol. We're getting the permit for the whole front of it. And I said, you're going to let me perform on the Capitol steps? And they're like, that's what we plan on. So hopefully I don't get arrested, and if I do, fuck it, that'll be fun. I'm down.
Why would you get arrested?
Really?
I don't know. I don't know if I would be breaking any laws. I mean, I look up laws before I go to places, and if we got the permits, technically we wouldn't.
You know what
but
you should
never
do?
know.
You know what you should do is get a copy of those permits from the organizer and get copy stamped on them and keep them in your pocket with you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'll be making sure that I brush up on the laws first and make sure I'm not I will push the boundaries. I'm not going to say I won't, but at least I like to know the laws I'm breaking before I do them, so I know why I'm going to get arrested if I'm going to get arrested.
Slim, I will not be happy with any of your performances unless there's at least 5 people complaining to the police officer about how it should be banned.
Yeah, exactly. We usually get a couple complaints every show. Somebody runs to the manager and says, I can't believe I got to see this, blah, blah, and you're like, what did you think you were coming to? It's called a freak show for a reason.
That's my point. Like, I won't be happy unless you get several of those complaints. So you haven't done your job unless you get them.
Well, the good news is it means they're watching.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah, that's very true, for sure. And I've gotten them to be paying attention enough to be pissed, which is part of my goal. I want to open up people's eyes if they're willing to accept thinking differently than what they've thought before. When I go on stage and I talk about being a time traveler from the year 4020 and stealing a time machine from the government and not telling Trump, never mind, we'll talk about that later. You begin having people think in a new light. You didn't think you were going to see a time traveler on stage most of the time. And then we start talking about history, and I start putting things in my body using different instruments, and I take you on this mental journey that you would have never thought about going on. And I introduce you to Mountain Man Bob, yeehaw, and Sensei Jin, and we go through a whole history lesson almost. So it's amazing to get people to be captivated enough to listen to your dumbass for 45 minutes to an hour sometimes on stage.
Well, I heard a really crazy story the other day about how L. Ron Hubbard and some other guy, I can't remember the other person, they got together and they opened up a rift in the time-space continuum somehow, quote unquote. And now that's why we're now seeing all these things in the sky and all these UFOs and all this stuff. And the government is clamoring, and they've been doing this for many years to try and close the rift that's letting all these aliens in.
Damn it, Elon!
I knew it. I knew.
That sounds like it could be a good Doctor Who episode.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I should have used more lube so I didn't tear the time rift space continuum hole. Sorry, I was the one who ripped the hole bigger. It's all my fault. You should have used more lube.
Bad wolf.
Oh, that was good. I had a coffee and almond crunch chocolate ice cream bar.
That looks good.
Häagen-Dazs.
Hey, what are they gonna do with all these? What do they call them? High pressure balloons. that are going to be
What?
that are going to be floating around.
What?
You mean the ones that are attached to the satellites?
Well, they're going to have telescopes suspended from them.
What?
They're going to have telescopes that are almost as powerful as the Hubble. All right, and
Who's doing that?
NASA.
You're kidding.
Where were
How
they
high
going to
up are
be
they going to be?
suspended?
The
Really?
balloons have a special design which allows them to almost become rigid at altitude.
Yeah,
And-
but
and
Har-
I don't
and
get
it's
it.
real cheap because they could send them up for months at a time, and then it's easy if they need to service a telescope. They just send a command and it comes down, and they'll be following the winds right across the globe.
So you're saying they're high pressure balloons that get rigid when they get too
Yeah.
high?
Yeah,
That sounds kinky. I'm into that.
they
Try
look
that
like
out.
they look like pumpkins, like
They look like
huge
pumpkins.
Yeah, and they're huge. They're like 100.
Okay, I've heard the whole baby holding an apple thing before, but a baby holding a pumpkin, that's a new one.
Oh, yeah,
That's the first I've heard of that.
yeah. Good times.
I don't listen to the news. I don't watch the news, so I haven't watched or listened to the news in like 20 years, easily.
Oh.
I'm just disappointed in myself for not having heard of this yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this either.
Well, normally
No,
I'm
I
up to date on
didn't.
NASA. That's why I'm
Yeah.
disappointed in myself.
All right. Let me find the link.
Yes, I want to see this pumpkin balloon. I'm very intrigued.
Calm down, calm down.
And it's just in time for Halloween, so they can just like launch a bunch of them, paint them orange, launch a bunch of them during October, and we'll have pumpkin balloons.
It's the NASA balloon program. Let's see, is this it? Yeah, okay, it's called Super Pressure Balloon Design.
Super pressure balloon design.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking that up right now.
Ooh, what kind of pressure are we using? I like that. That sounds... Oh, sorry. I keep getting sidetracked and thinking we're talking about something else.
And
Okay, I see how you say it's a pumpkin.
And the telescopes are called Superbit.
Super bitch? Oh, sorry.
Super bit. One word.
Oh, bit. Sorry.
Bit. Yeah, bit.
Super bit sounds kinky too.
I mean,
How big is the bit? Oh, never mind.
Are you super?
Yeah. Does it come with the extra squirter attachment? Oh, sorry. I keep getting sidetracked again. So can these telescopes see Uranus? Is that why they have them? They want to see Uranus?
They should be able to see Uranus.
Oh, I thought we were talking about seeing my anus. Oh, I thought that's how good these telescopes were. Okay. I do go moon gazing.
Do we really need a telescope to see Uranus?
No, because I do go moon gazing, where I spread my butt cheeks and I point it towards the moon. The moon. You know, that's how I get my moon anal energy. You know.
I don't like that.
Next time you look at the moon, just think, never mind.
Oh, hell no.
No, the next time you look at the moon, just remember that I'm smiling at it for you, okay?
Okay.
Mhm.
That I accept. Not Slim's arsehole.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't think anybody should accept that at all. And I do agree with you, Little Wolf. That does sound like a gaming system. The new improved Super Bit. Or it sounds like one of those watches that you wear, the Fitbits. That's like, it's the
Isn't
new Super Bit.
Is it a bit not what horses have in their mouth? It's called a
Oh,
bit.
that could be. Yeah, it is. So it could
I
be that
can't
bit as
find a
well.
word that rhymes with bat.
Does it rhyme with
Oh,
what?
bat. We've
Bat.
been playing a game.
Yeah.
Bat. Rat?
Oh
Cat?
yeah.
Head.
Right.
Tat.
To be
Sat.
fair,
Cat?
we've done loads. We've been firing them off every few seconds, so that like we're running out of words now. I think there's like 100 odd words that rhymes with hat, and that's how we started. Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
That needs to be a game on here. We need to have the game show where we rhyme words with a word
That would be fun.
and just keep going around until we get stuck. And it's great because like a lot of us are dyslexic, so
I was gonna say, unfortunately, as soon as it gets to me, I'm gonna lose in like the first or second round.
it'll be fun though. Yeah, I did do chat.
Yeah.
See, you would start off with cat, and I'd end up with elephant.
An elephant.
Hey, I have a question for Randolph. I have a question for you, Randolph.
I did flat.
Oh, did you already do? Oh,
What would that question be? What question did you want to ask, Randolph?
I wanted to ask Randolph if he has always been a non-believer. Was he raised? Were you raised a non-believer?
I've always been an atheist, yes.
So you've always been an atheist.
My dad's a skeptic, or at least strives to be, and my mom is a little bit on the Gnostic, kind of dabbling in that area. But she doesn't really follow any religion or anything like that. So, but when during my childhood, none of this stuff was really imposed on us or anything like that. It's just free thinking is what's encouraged. Be creative, all this kind of stuff. Think about your decisions before you make a decision on stuff. Kind of normal stuff that we all hope our parents will give us the guidance for. You know, I was quite fortunate that way. My parents decided they didn't want to make religion a major thing in our lives growing up, because they felt that it's better we make our own decision on these things at some point if it ever comes up appropriate. That's how my wife and I raise our kids.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. And you're not in league with the devil in any way?
Well, unless I team up with Slim Cyborg here, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Feel free to use that soundbite.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
What's the story? What's the status of True North Talk?
People do ask. I am still building the studio. I also run business and the computer support business. And so that takes me away from it at times, because sometimes it gets very busy with my clients. The roof is almost completely built. I just need to finish up a couple of minor things on it, which would take me less than an hour. And I'm trying to schedule to get a professional roofer out to seal it properly and put the right shingle type material on. The pitch isn't steep enough for putting regular shingles on, but there's a special kind of way that they can do all this stuff, and the professionals know how. I want the professionals to do that because they know how to seal it properly. And this one person, he's a client of mine. He's the business is his father started the business in the 1930s, and they're still busy doing all this different types of roofing for clients, whatever they need. So he's going to come in and do this for me. So when he can. So. And then after that, I'll be able to work on building the subfloor and building up the walls and doing all the wiring and getting it all completed. So.
Well, that's just smart. Like, some things can be done by the normal person. It's pretty much easy, straightforward stuff, but there are certain things like electrical, plumbing, and roofing that I would always trust the professional over than anything I could do.
Yeah, that's why I said that's what I do. The electrical I know how to do, and I do it better than a lot of electricians because I'm not happy with their work. I'm self-taught on it, but I do have a friend who's an electrician who will check over my stuff, and as a homeowner, I'm entitled to do my own electrical work here as well. And so, but I still have somebody check it just in case I miss something, right? Because he's in the trade and I'm not, and the rest of the construction building thing, the wood framing and all this. Installing windows, insulating, putting the vinyl siding on, and all these different things, and waterproofing that I've been doing is I've had to learn on the fly. I've been studying it before I proceed with those things. It's been highly educational, and there's quite a lot to know.
Sure. What's your subscriber base like on that channel? Is it growing or steadily, or
it's growing slowly? We're nearing 200 subscribers. Oh. So, you know, it's looking like a good start. And I did run my own live stream. True North Talk is its own channel. And the website, in case anybody wants to check out, is www.truenorthtalk.ca. Now, or .com, they both go to the same place. On my own personal YouTube channel where I post debates that I've been in and things like that, there's... I ran my first live stream on the July the 1st for Canada Day, and I wanted to see how things would go. First 6 minutes, I was dealing with technical problems that I was sure I had sorted out before I started, but it's a learning process, and so it was highly educational. But people were about 88 live viewers in that, and I only have about 250 subscribers. 20% were not subscribers, so this tells me I need to do more live streams.
Yeah, so. you gotta pull those people in who are watching and aren't yet subscribed.
But yeah, so that makes me feel hopeful. There's been a lot of people asking, in addition to AmigaNuts here, who just asked about how True North Talk is going. Seems to be a lot of people very interested in it, and they want to see Neil the 604 Atheist and I answer calls from the public. And we're going to cover topics, pretty much any topic that people call in about. Obviously, we're an atheism call-in program, so we expect a lot of the calls will be about atheism or some kind of religious focus or something. That's what tends to happen with these kind of shows. One topic we're going to steer clear of is politics, because we find that politics doesn't really make people happy.
Yeah.
So
if Darth Dawkins decides to call, that's okay, right?
It's okay with me. I don't think Neil has an interest in talking with him, but I'll talk with him. So Neil will probably just listen in that case.
I was listening to someone live. Well, it wasn't on a live stream, but it was a pre-recorded video of yourself, Randolph, talking to Darth Dawkins recently.
That was live. I've just reposted it on my channel, and other people post Darth Dawkins videos around. So the thing about Darth Dawkins that I like is that, and people find it surprising to say that I like something about Darth Dawkins, but I like that he pushes really hard. So he gives me a different kind of practice in preparation for debates than what I would normally get with others. So it helps to be a little more well-rounded. So if you ever get an opportunity to have a conversation with someone like Darth Dawkins, and debating and getting involved in public debates is of interest to you, then I highly recommend going for it, giving it a try, and then review the video afterwards and listen to it and think about how you can improve how you respond to his antics. So he pushes very hard, so it's good practice.
Because like African Humanist said, it was she saw the talk, which was more or less an interrogation.
Yes.
Than a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
I said this back in the Google Plus days when I first had an encounter with Darth Dawkins on a Google Hangouts stream. This is long before I got into Twitter, and I still am looking for that video footage. I have not been able to find it, and there's plenty of people have said, oh, they can find it, and nobody's been able to find it yet because it's so old. It may be just completely gone. But if somebody finds it, I'll be pleasantly surprised for sure. But that one, it was after that I had commented to people that, yeah, if you're going to talk with him, you'll be prepared to let him do 80% of the talking because he's conducting an interrogation.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So you're right on about that. I agree.
That's a good point. I mean, if you listen back, you could, I could tune that little that answer to fit.
Yeah, and I can hear where some of my answers haven't been as clear as I would have liked them to be. And my intention is to see how far I can go with this conversation. And I hope that other people who engage with people like this would have that kind of goal in mind, and others as well, but at least that kind of goal, because I think you can have better conversations that way with most people. And he gets really upset when people don't go along and agree with him on certain things. He doesn't like it that I don't hold a belief in deities, but that I'm not taking the position that they don't exist. That bothers him. But that's true. That's me. So what am I going to do? Change just for this? No. We're gonna work with what you got. You want to converse with me? This is it. And if I'm going to converse with you, I understand it's an interrogation. I'm fine with that. I know that ahead of time. You're going to do 80% of the talking. Okay.
Well, why is it your fault in any way, shape, or form that he has a problem with what you believe in?
That's right. Yeah, and that's why we're having a conversation, I guess, he and I. So the last one, he was trying to play a bit of sophistry and say that I'm saying implicitly I'm going along with what his conclusion is, but I'm not taking that position explicitly. And he got really mad and he said, there's no difference between explicit and implicit, Randolph. And that one is a soundbite that gets shared around sometimes. So.
What?
Okay, Esther.
Right. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thanks.
Yep.
And
you got to go?
Yes, I've got to go. Yes.
It was fun being on your stream the other day, Esther. Thanks for
it was
having the open mic.
It was yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. And
it was a lot having you on, sweetie.
Thank you. I've got to go and do mommy duties.
Oh, trust me, I fully understand and respect that, sweetie. Go. I got 2 little ones myself.
Family first.
Okay. All right. Good night, and thanks for having me. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Esther.
Bye, Esther.
Bye. This is such a great community.
Yeah.
Everyone's friendly,
cool
happy,
people.
helpful.
Yeah.
Well, why shouldn't we be? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't spread love, Ed beats us.
Yeah.
I think she beats us sometimes if we ask nicely, even if we.
I do too.
Yeah.
I was on a stream yesterday responding to a video. Someone had said some not so flattering and incorrect things about me. And one of the things they were saying is that they made a big deal of it in their video about how the atheism community has gone completely to crap. They used swear words, of course. And so I got my chance to speak against that. It's a review of that video. And I was pointing out that this whole demographic is growing. And I think part of the reason, too, is not only because people are getting disenfranchised with corrupt religious institutions, like, for example, the Catholic Church trying to hide child abuse issues and things like that, and other problems going on. And but also because as secularism is gradually gaining throughout the world and being taken more seriously by governments gradually, that people are feeling more comfortable and more free to be honest about the fact that they don't believe in deities. So it looks like we're growing a lot faster than I think we really are, but I certainly don't see it shrinking or getting any worse. And the point I made is that atheism is among the most diverse demographics in the world, because everything else is incidental to atheism. We're all kinds of different interests. We've got Slim Cyborg here, who's doing some amazing performances that I wouldn't even dream of. And yet there's all kinds of things that unite us, right? So, and there's lots of examples of everybody else here too.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love this diversity. I think this diversity can be an advantage and a disadvantage, but overall, I think it's an advantage for us.
I think it's part of
I embrace it,
our...
encourage it, and I love it. I love this about being free from the confines of some thing that might be imaginary. And yeah.
Well, I believe it's one of the main strengths that atheism has, is its diversity.
Yeah, we're able to think about other people from other situations more openly than when you have the constructs of thinking inside of a religion. You're thinking in a box to some extent. So getting out of that box is hard for people to do. But when you don't really have that box, like with atheism, then you're able to accept everybody and say, yeah, why would I not accept you? Or why do I not want to listen to your story? Tell me your story. I want to hear it.
At the same time, I appreciate that we do have these in this community who share that love for diversity, and who like helps us not get into a bubble and think that we're like better than we actually are, when we like that we have these tier 2 that can talk and like have conversations with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are definitely level-headed theists that it's nice to have the community and have those conversations with, or to even be able to say you see it through their eyes as well, even though I don't understand. I mean,
I'll go ahead and give a great example. One of my brothers, I've known him for over 20 years now, and I call him a brother despite him not being related by blood. He's a devout Catholic. He and I constantly have conversations over theism and agnosticism and even just different pagan faiths, and we always leave on a mutual understanding. I can't remember who said it, but somebody once said it takes the mark of an intelligent mind to be able to mull over a thought without actually holding it true to one's heart.
Yeah.
That's Aristotle. It is the mark of an enlightened mind to be able to consider a thought without accepting it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm still like groggy. I only woke up earlier, like an hour ago. No coffee yet. But it's one of the quotes that I try my hardest to live by. So even if somebody entertains something to me, I try to listen to what they have to say. I'm not going to believe it in my heart, but I'll try to listen to them.
I do take issue with that quote, because he says enlightened minds. The issue I have is, I think that's not my opinion. It's not just limited to enlightened minds, but I suspect that wasn't the meaning he was trying to impart.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why somebody else like Nietzsche came along and changed it up to the mark of an intelligent mind.
I don't think you even need to be particularly intelligent to be able to consider a thought without accepting it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just take enough LSD and you'll you'll be put in other people's shoes and you'll see it and you'll be open-minded. Never mind. Sorry. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That sounds pretty open-laced to me.
Yeah, that's a little bit too open-minded.
Oh, don't take the peyote in the desert? Okay, sorry. I'll remember not to do that next time.
Well, I will actually say it does take an intelligent mind, but this is a debate between intelligence, I don't think marked by intelligent quotient or IQ. I just mean intelligence as in, well, even octopus have shown intelligence.
Huge.
Now, what I mean by intelligence is more the ability to actually think for oneself, more common sense intelligence than just intelligent. Because I've met some people who have like a 1600 on their SATs or 24, whatever the new grading scale is. They got perfect scores all throughout school, but they're dumber than a box of rocks and they can't even get out of a parking lot. But no, like legitimately, I had a friend, she could not drive. She couldn't. But my God, she was book smart more than anything. So there's a thing on intelligence. And I've seen, unfortunately, a lot of the masses who are going about with, like, say, the anti-mask thing, they're showing lack of intelligence. And that's more of my point. No matter how smart they are, they lack intelligence.
I think of it as
Remember-
bad judgment, but I know that's a common view. But like with the IQ test, one of the things about IQ tests is that they measure a subset of intelligence. They're not an overall judge. So I'm supporting your point here.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
And there's different types
Oh,
of
yeah.
intelligence, like you were getting at, Raisin. You know, book smart is one, and then street smart's another, and then there's stuff in between, or there's different ways. So I mean,
Emotional intelligence.
anybody,
Yeah, emotional intelligence.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so as long as you can think outside the box and say, I can put myself in somebody else's shoes and see the world through their eyes by them giving me that information, that's what counts, is at least trying to understand where they're coming from and saying, I'm not going to block it out immediately because I can't understand it, you know.
Exactly.
If we
You
don't,
both are right. You both are exactly right.
Yeah.
like one of the perfect a good example that I can think of off the top of my head, and it may not be, but I don't perform any fetishes on anybody that I haven't had done to myself. So I had to put myself in the mind space of what happens. You know, I could have just been a dom and not been tied up. I could have not been pierced. I could have, but to get and understand that headspace, even though I'm mainly not, don't like that or don't want to be in that headspace, I went through it to understand it more. One, so that I could, when I'm doing this process to other people, I understand what it's like to go through that, you know. I know that's more of a physical thing and not a mental thing with talking with people, but you know, I went through the process just to understand what it was like. So when I have to do it to other people, my brain is in the right mindset.
You're a hands-on learner, and knowing
Exactly.
the best way to learn things for yourself is such an important thing in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hands are on. I mean, sorry, that, you know, that's different.
Their hands are tied. Your hands are on.
Yes, exactly. There we go. There we go.
Sam.
Yes. What?
Play it again.
It's time for you to
Get
run
into that time.
patrons.
Oh yeah, the patrons. Let me get the patrons outro ready. I didn't set it up, so.
Oh no, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours and 22 minutes.
Yes.
Streams can go a long time.
Well, with all
Yeah.
of the kinky talk that we had, we kind of were able to stay going a little longer than normal.
Yes. On Monday, on Lizard's stream, we went 5 hours and 30 minutes. I couldn't believe it when we finally got done. I'm like, damn, sometimes the time just flies when you're doing these things and you have content to go through and talk about stuff, you know?
Yeah.
My introduction to all that BDSM community and activities, I don't partake in it, but I was doing work for two dominatrixes back in the late 90s or early 2000s, and I'm looking after their websites for them and getting all that started. And when I get a client who's in an industry I'm not familiar with, I'll go and do some research on the industry so that when I'm talking with them, I can make more sense and I can understand them better. What an eye-opener that was.
Oh, I bet.
And this is an understatement.
Hello. Hello.
Well,
Yeah.
you did
Yeah.
find some interesting things in there. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that's an understatement too.
Yeah, yeah.
Slim and I both know.
Yeah, I've been at a couple of events and I've seen some things in real life. I'm like, didn't know that was the thing, and that is insane to see that close.
The most important thing that I learned about the BDSM community from all this research is that consent is very important.
Consent, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
Eight
top
And
things
I
that
don't
comes
know
through.
anything about any of
Sure.
this stuff. It's all very new to me.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
when am I allowed to take this collar off?
I mean, you're not allowed to ever take it off. You're mine now. I claim you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the owner.
Glenda,
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to talk to Doreen about that.
Okay, we can share custody.
yeah.
Great, now I'm gonna have to update my Twitter.
Me too.
I don't have Twitter. So how about like there's 7 days a week, right?
Hope so.
Best I say, yeah.
Robert X.
Yes, and
Can I have her on Saturdays? And you can have her on Sundays?
Okay.
Okay, now we need to organize the rest of the days of the week.
But who will have me on what day?
It depends. If you ask very nicely, maybe all the day.
Yay, all the days. But who? Will everyone have me on all the days?
Yeah.
Yay!
yes.
Oh, red button.
What does the red button do, Linda?
Let's
Which-
find
which-
out.
Which red button? Because I see 3 of them.
Linda just has the one special one.
Oh, don't hit the nuclear red button. Should I not hit that one? Oh, it's
No,
Linda hit the
only
button. Okay,
Linda
that's
can
different.
push that
Oh,
button.
okay, okay.
Kaboom.
She's the queen.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Earth-shattering kaboom. Bye, everybody.
Boom, boom,
Smiling.
boom. Let's go back.
He's